Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News starts right now.
Good morning. It's 7 o'clock. I'm Priya Mann.
And I'm Grant Herms. Thanks for joining this morning on Local 4 News. We begin right now from London, where Queen Elizabeth II is lying in state.
And the big story right now is the 5-mile-long line of mourners waiting to get their chance to bid farewell to the Queen. Crowds are expected to keep growing throughout the day.
We can also now confirm President Biden will be among the heads of state attending a reception at Buckingham Palace tomorrow.
Our team coverage continues this morning. Our Kimberly Gill is live in London for us this morning, where people from all over the world, Kimberly, are lining up to honor the late Queen.
They really are. Good afternoon, I'll say to you, because it is noon here in London, London time. You're right, Priya. Right behind me, you see Big Ben and Westminster Palace. And then right below is the line of people who are filing in Westminster Hall to pay their final respects to the Queen. We'll take a live look inside to see the Queen there lying in state. That line you mentioned, 5 miles long. It continues to grow. People, though, are very patient. They consider it a privilege to be able to have this opportunity to go in and see this really once in a lifetime event. We're noticing that once people are inside, you know, they only have just a few minutes to say goodbye. Some bowed, others curtsied once they got inside. Some even said a prayer and quietly moved on. Another thing that we're noticing today is that security seems to be a lot tighter. You know, we arrived here on yesterday. It was difficult to get around the city then. It's even more difficult today. And that is, of course, because there are so many foreign dignitaries that are expected to arrive here, including, you mentioned, President Biden. He's going to be here. That has been confirmed. We talked to a local constable here about how big of a security event this really is and the preparations that are underway for that. Let's take a listen to him.
There is nothing that could probably possibly compare to not just what's gone on already, but what will occur on Monday at the state funeral.
That's right, and that state funeral, as he said, happening Monday. Later today, we understand that the grandchildren, they're going to have a vigil inside, similar to what the children did yesterday. I think that's to come about 7:30 London time, so we'll be covering that for you later today on Local 4 News, later editions of Local 4 News. But also just the mood here. It continues to be very quiet. I mentioned that earlier this week they had some rain, and that kind of hampered some of the folks that came in, but people were still in a really good mood. Beautiful day today. It's crisp, cool, 55 degrees. But again, people still feel very fortunate that they're getting this opportunity to come inside. So that's where we are today, live in London. Kimberly Gill, Local 4.
And Kimberly, before you go here, I want to ask, what surprised you about seeing these long lines of people?
You know, what surprised me is just that people are so patient. You know, you've got some people. I talked to one gentleman yesterday who had stayed in line for 13 hours, and he was just as pleasant as he could be. And, you know, as I said, just felt like it was a privilege to be here and have the opportunity to say his goodbyes. Just also, you know, this is a city of about 9 million people, so a lot of people. When we got here, it was just incredibly difficult to get around. You think about, we're only about, I don't know, 5 minutes or so away from the hotel, but it'll take you maybe 30 minutes, just the way the traffic is going. And it's just really not so much traffic, but just how the roads are closed off. And again, that's going to be worse today because of the foreign dignitaries that are expected. But just, you know, the people's stories of how they came here from Boston, from South Africa, from Ghana. We talked to a lady from Mount Clemens who had even come here. And just hearing how important it was for folks to be here and what the Queen meant to them has been one of the most important things and something that I will remember for the rest of my life.
Thank you, Kimberly. We really appreciate that. We know we're going to hear from you in about 30 minutes. Thank you, Kim.
Well, it's a cool, crisp morning across the pond there, but today not so much. Going to still feel a little bit like summer here, Brian.
Yeah, that's right, Grant and Priya. Summer-like heat on the way as we head into the afternoon after our cool start this morning. Tower cam over downtown Detroit. A little bit of that high cloud cover with a nice orange glow as we head towards sunrise early this morning. 61 right now here in Detroit, but about 10 degrees cooler off to the west. 51 right now over in Ann Arbor. 54 as you work into Port Huron, and 57 right now as you're starting off over in Monroe. 50s and 60s across the board for all of southeastern Michigan this morning. One of the warmer spots, 67 right now over in Grosse Ile, 59 in Pontiac, 60 in Flint, and 60 right now as you work over into Howell. The big story heading out the door this morning, dense fog. Visibility down to 1.5 miles right now working into Metro Airport. The National Weather Service here in Detroit issuing a special weather statement for all of southeastern Michigan due to low visibilities. And I was already at Metro Airport at about 4:30 this morning, dropping off my other half for Delta Airlines, and I could barely see leaving Metro Airport this morning. So give yourself some extra time heading out the door. Use those low beams, but that fog will give way to sunshine today. A little bit of high cloud cover also starting to work into some of our western communities early this morning, but we are rain-free. 70s by lunchtime, on our way into the mid-80s this afternoon. Much more on some rain heading our way. Your full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Brian. Well, we are just 2 hours away from doors opening to the public for the North American International Auto Show, the first show since 2019.
And back in Detroit. Isn't that nice to say?
It is.
It feels nice. Our Megan Woods is inside right now getting a sneak peek at what you can expect. And Megan, you got the place to yourself.
That's right. Good morning. So we're here at Huntington Place. Earlier we showed you Corvettes, so the classics and the new cars. But right now we're in the BMW area and I found a car just my speed. This is a drop top M850i, and take a look at this. This is really nice. Just looking and feeling the stitching. This is what you can do when you come out here starting at 9 a.m. this morning, and I can just imagine myself, you know, it's a beautiful day, wind blowing, cruising down Woodward, and you can imagine yourself here too, and you can just step in, sit down, relax. Everything starts at 9 a.m. Again, we're here at Huntington Place, but there's 2 locations, Hart Plaza as well. And again, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. today until next Saturday. And then next Sunday, the very last day, you have 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And again, you have tickets, $20 for adults, only $10 for children, seniors $12, and there's a family pack that includes 2 adults, 3 kids, that's $50. So that's a deal. Again, you could come out here, starts at 9 a.m., drive, test drive, experience, feel the stitching, learn about these cars. It's an unforgettable experience. And later on today, of course, we're going to continue exploring, but we're going to tell you how you can get down here a little bit easier so you can have a smooth transition downtown. Live in Huntington Place, I'm Megan Woods, Local 4.
Megan, I think you found your new ride. You look good there in that driver's seat.
Yes, I love this.
All right, we'll see you soon, Megan. Thanks. And once again, the auto show opens for the general public at 9 a.m. We have posted a link to get tickets on clickondetroit.com. You can also purchase tickets in person at Huntington Place or Hart Plaza.
Developing this morning, the search is on for a man police say robbed a bank in Temperance.
It happened at the Monroe County Community Credit Union on Lewis Avenue. Investigators say this man here walked into the branch just before 6 p.m. last night and demanded money. It's unclear how much cash he got away with, but we know he took off in a dark-colored Chrysler with obstructed plates. If you saw this man or know who he is, you're asked to call the Monroe County Sheriff's Office. And we still have a lot more to get to this morning, but first we want to check back in with Brian.
Yeah, that's right, Brian. We just saw Megan sitting in a gorgeous looking car. She said she found her ride. Today'd be a great day to go for a ride, you know, with the windows down, maybe even a little AC going.
Yeah, just a little bit of AC because it's going to feel like summer as we head into this afternoon. Enjoy the summer weather we've got on the way today because we've got some much colder changes on the way for next week and some rain by the end of the weekend as well. I'll break down what you can expect in your complete 4-1 forecast. That's coming up in just a few minutes.